Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in Smackdown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? It's the moonwalking, trash talking princess of Staten Island. I want to remind you all that Mela is money, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Just keep watching Going In the Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're going in Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, available wherever fine podcasts are. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, little notify bell next to it to make sure you always get your new Going In Raw content. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. It's a great way to support Going In Raw. Just today, or yesterday, we put up, I know you originally put up for the $5 patrons. I lowered it to the $1 patrons.
I was going to do that. I was going to do it day one for $5, and then the next day for
$1.
So it's a timed exclusive for $5 than everybody else the following day.
I like that you're the person who knows that, and nobody else is aware of that.
I never communicated that damn big, so I just thought I would do it anyway.
So anyways, we have we just had it laying around, so we decided to give it to our patrons. First $5, now it's $1 patrons. Our Legends Big Head Battle Royal.
That's right.
So we're sort of ramping up our Patreon a little bit, encouraging the $1. If you haven't put it on the Patreon, $1 makes all the difference. You'd be surprised.
Goes a long way.
So the reward that we have for $1, besides a shout out, and I'm about to give some shout outs right here to our new patrons, which we got since yesterday. You get Going In Raw, this show, ad-free.
Ad-free.
Every single day, every episode of Going In Raw is ad-free. We've been a little bit on the late side lately because we've been having some ongoing internet issues. We actually got some confirmation that the problem is acknowledged. People are working on it, but it's apparently
being addressed. We don't have a time frame yet as far as when it will be taken care of. However, It has been told to us that it is being addressed,
being handled,
and then hopefully
happening
next week it won't be an issue anymore.
I hope so. I really enjoy doing these live. I like when we have our community with us. It's a lot of fun. And then of course the post show, which is available 1 day a week to $1 patrons and 5 days a week to $5 and up patrons.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun too. It's a close-knit group. We're hoping to grow that group a little bit through the Patreon. So check that out. Speaking of patrons, Nolan Zandy, Brian Judelson, Jay Watts, Masahiro Chode, Rob Schnitzer, and Akeem Martin.
Thank you all.
New patrons.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I didn't feel like doing my hair today, Larson. That's why I have a hat on. I know a lot of people are probably sitting there like, why the hell does that guy have a hat on? I didn't feel like doing my hair today. It's getting longer. It's like awkward long right now.
That's what you said you wanted to do. You're going to grow it out one last time.
Yeah. I've said that a couple times, though. So I'll probably cut it and then try to grow it out one last time again. But in the meantime, I just didn't feel like doing it today, so I decided to put it in her hat. That might be happening a lot more in the future. We'll see. We'll see how that works. And then we're also available in the realm of audio podcasts.
Pretty much everywhere. Wherever
you're listening to go. I don't know if we got that Google Play figured out yet.
Oh, yeah, that needs to be worked out. We need to follow up on that.
So we're almost everywhere. But wherever you listen to us, be sure to subscribe to Going In Raw. Leave us a comment, rating, or a review. Really helps the show.
It really does.
And huge announcement right now, Larson, the latest piece of merchandise.
Oh, yeah.
At the Friendo Market. Are you ready for this Shirt X sticker pack?
I've seen it already. So.
You get a shirt. You get 3 stickers. Look at this. Here we go. Big debut happening right now, and it's on sale for $25.
Yeah.
A shirt, 3 stickers, and our new postcard right there.
Oh, that's the one.
The new postcard is coming with this. Every order gets a postcard. Here it is. I put you down like a dog.
I went down to the pits of hell.
I see. So right there in the upper
to
right,
model the shirt. Yes,
you see Larson in the depths of hell to model the shirt. Now, I'll put you down like a dog. The phrase that I thought imagined happened on an episode of Raw. And then that character standing there, I don't know who he is. I can't tell who he is.
No idea.
Because I don't know. I don't see anybody's face there. I just see a cool skull.
Yeah.
In a certain pose.
Yeah.
And the fact that nobody ever said that except for me.
Yeah.
Makes this perfectly legal.
Totally fine, man.
So the image on the right, you get as a t-shirt. I'm sorry, on the left and right with Larson there, you get as a t-shirt. You also get that image as a sticker. And you get the Going In Raw logo, green and purple as a sticker.
Halloween themed.
Well, yeah, it's more orange and purple.
This
is more Constructibot themed.
That's a little more yellow.
I just love the neon. See, this is what I did. I kind of made it like it could be Halloween, but Halloween's coming up really close. And so this is going to be good for after Halloween as well.
I mean, it's good year round, but I mean...
Because the green could be for Christmas. And purple's kind of close to red.
Nothing about that is Christmas theme. And then you get the Friendo sticker there.
Make a great Christmas gift, though.
That's true.
And then you get the Friendo sticker. This is the first sticker we've had with Friendo on it, with a cool font, very sinister.
And it's like the Misfits logo.
Although, to be honest with you, I really wish, like that image of you, that really should be like a postcard or something.
You know that image of me, how that'd work great?
Oh.
An all-over print shirt. Imagine you're covered entirely with the pits of hell on a garment.
Hold on, I got this here.
Would you be in favor of that as an all-over print shirt? You're not huge into all-over print.
Oh, man, absolutely. Look at that. I am so happy with that.
You spent a lot of time doing it, too.
Hey, because here's the thing. We're about to roll. He said, hey, you want to get these shirts? You want to get these shirts up on the thing? I was like, yeah, I gotta do the shirt. I gotta list the item. I gotta write the description. He said, okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, if you want it, let's do it.
Well, we got the shirts in today.
Got my iPad out.
Get going on it.
I was like, let's take a shirt. Let's take a picture of you in the shirt. You still got the tag on the shoulder there. Let's do this.
It shows you it's a new shirt.
But you see the time and effort I put into this.
No, it looks great.
Yeah, it looks
great.
You
did a great job. So those are available now, friendomarket.com.
That was great. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Check it
out. All right,
out.
Steve, let's get to the news. Got a lot to cover today.
All right, sounds good.
First things first. Are you like us? Are you really enjoying Smackdown?
Old and balding?
Well, maybe. But are you really enjoying Smackdown as it exists now?
Oh, yeah, man, absolutely.
Well, get ready for some changes, at least according to the Wrestling Observer himself. He has to say in the latest edition of the newsletter, quote, regarding Fox, because wrestling is being positioned as part of the sports block, Thursday through Sunday thing, Fox is looking at starting at 2019, especially during football season. Fox wants the Smackdown show to be less comedy and more in a sports direction. Vince is more into the comedy presentation with wrestling, but they are looking at having their sports people on the different shows heavily promoted, and they want to give them something athletically oriented to promote.
Are they going to play basketball?
SmackDown has become Pancrase.
Are they going to? Yeah, that'd be good. Get rid of the ring ropes.
Pancrase had ring ropes.
Are they going to play? What didn't have?
It was just Bloodsport. The Matt Riddle Bloodsport didn't have ring ropes.
They should go back to that. And then are they going to play some sports? Like some
no, it's going to stay wrestling. They
flag
just
football.
I guess they want to present it more as a sports product as opposed to a entertainment product.
I think that's great because you know what other promotion that we both really love that actually does that?
New Japan.
Yeah, that's what they do. And they treat it kind of realistically.
Yeah, they do. And also SmackDown is more positioned as the competition-driven show in terms of motivating storylines and stuff. By and large, it's all about competition.
Yeah, I know. That's why when I see this and it says, oh, it wants to be, we've gotten a couple of questions from people asking, do you think that these changes are being, do you think that SmackDown is better because they are positioning it to be more of a wrestling? We've had two questions about that, more of a wrestling. And we both kind of poo-pooed it saying, nah. If this is true, if this is actually true, case could potentially be made that they're already starting the baby steps towards that because, like you said, it is far more based on in-ring competition than personal motivations and personal, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, there'll be grudges and there
was the Samoa Joe AJ Styles stuff that was personal and that was silly.
Yeah, but it was all driven because not necessarily because Joe wanted to terrorize AJ and his family. It was driven because he wanted the title and he was trying to get in AJ's head.
Yeah,
and that was how he did
also,
it.
he wanted a new family. That's what I got from that. Right? He wanted a new family.
I don't think he really
he
did,
wanted
no.
Wendy.
I don't think he really did.
And the new family.
He was just trying to mess with AJ.
He had a storybook where it featured him and his new family.
It was an illustrated way
Yeah.
for him to mess with AJ's head.
Or was it an illustrated way to try to court Wendy Styles? Oh, didn't think of that one, did you?
No, I
didn't
had because you just mentioned it, but no.
That's great.
No.
So, yeah, I think this is
So I don't. If there's any changes, I don't think they'll be huge. There might be some. If they want to create a cohesive block of sports programming for Fox, there might be some like graphic changes to make.
Oh, there's going to be wholesale graphic
shows
changes, yeah.
cohesive. That robot that's on NFL on Fox might be the Smackdown robot.
Yeah,
you never know.
That'd be great.
That would be great.
They, if this was like the '90s, they would like wheel out that robot for like they'd do like a real.
Imagine the RoboCop angle in WCW, but put the Fox football robot in its place.
Exactly, that's what it would be.
That robot has a name. I can't remember it though.
I do not care at all. I still haven't logged into my fantasy football. You just told me I've got some people.
Yeah, you got your starting quarterback.
Did I win last week? Do you know?
I don't really care.
Probably not. Right. Well, I don't care either. I'm just asking if you happen to know.
No, I don't pay attention to what your team does. I don't care what your team does.
Wow.
Unless I'm playing against them.
I'm just asking. Just asking if you happen to know.
I'm giving you an honest assessment of my thoughts.
I guess so.
I don't care. It's your team, your business, not mine. Don't time your team is my business when I have to beat them. Next, has the fate of the Shield been revealed, Steve? So that is the burning question in the minds of wrestling fans everywhere. Is when will the Shield break up? How often do you think about that? A lot, I know.
Yeah.
Well, according to the Sports Daily in their floor seat section, don't get your hopes up of them breaking up because they said, quote, according to a report sent to the floor seat from SmackDown 1000, WWE is scheduled to return to Washington, D.C. right before WrestleMania 35, I believe like on April 1st. And this event will be a Raw show, and the advertised main event features The Shield. It's probably The Shield versus Braun, Dolph, and Drew, because that's the advertised main event here in the Raw in Sacramento, middle of December. This event will be as a result, The Shield will apparently be a unit for the next nearly 6 months. However, what do we always hear when a card is announced? Card is subject to change. So I would take all that with a grain of salt because, as I said, the advertised main event for the Raw here in December is The Shield versus Braun, Drew, and Dolph. But that brings up another question. Does WWE even know how this Shield story will play out? According to the Wrestling Observer himself, Dave Meltzer, no. He says, quote, there's a direction for how the Ambrose story will eventually play out. I don't know what it is, just know that there is a destination they're heading for Ambrose. Ambrose was going to turn heel before this past WrestleMania and feud with Rollins before he got hurt, but that doesn't mean that's where this one is going. But on the other side, the stuff with Strowman, McIntyre, and Ziggler is stuff Vince and the writers are coming up with weekly with no end game. They don't know where they're going. I mean, I guess maybe they do with Ambrose by proxy the Shield. But the story that we're embroiled in now with the Shield and Dogs of War, they have no idea where that's going. Is that a surprise? Not at all.
No,
not
a surprise. Yeah.
No, it's not a surprise at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising. There's no end game for that.
No.
It's the Dogs of War.
I'd be honestly shocked if they knew where they're going to take this Ambrose thing.
Do you think they're going to, next week, the Dogs of War be back together? Are they going to be bickering some more?
Yeah, sort of like when Kevin Owens came out and quit, and then he was back, but instead of doing like a fun kind of like George Costanza thing, he just says, oh, I can just do whatever I want. I can operate with impunity here on Raw.
Yeah.
It's because they just had him go out there and do an angle, had no idea what they wanted to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a hint here, the whole Ambrose turning heel before he got injured, or them wanting him to go heel before he got injured. So I don't know. I would imagine. Look, I mean, there's a lot going on over the next 6 months. You got Survivor Series, you got the Rumble, and then you got Mania. I would imagine we'll probably see a heel turn around the Rumble, maybe at the Rumble for Ambrose, and then at Mania we'll get our Shield triple threat. That wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe.
If Ambrose is hot as a heel, I mean, look, Ambrose is one of those dudes who's kind of like Becky Lynch that people want a lot for him.
Mm-hmm.
And if he goes lunatic, look, man,
he's gonna have to do.
Raw's ratings are crap right now because there's a lack of enthusiasm. There's a lack of enthusiasm because guys like Seth Rollins and Simon Miller posted a video about how Seth Rollins has because of the Shield, and we've been talking about this for weeks, has been relegated to a role that is sort of less important, less interesting than prior to the Shield getting back together. And people, I don't know. I know people mark out for when the Shield come out. I just don't think I don't think anybody really cares. I really don't. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who do, but I don't know. I think it's not utilizing everybody to the best of their ability. This isn't 2012 or 2013 again.
No.
And so the idea of Rollins being back out on his own, the idea of Ambrose, I know that they're going to try to turn him heel. People are going to rally behind that. It's at the point where it's not going to be like when Rollins turned his back on the Shield. I don't think it's going to be like that. Ambrose works best as what he's branded as, the lunatic fringe, as a loose cannon. When he's like Dean Ambrose, he keeps on getting he's all sensitive and stuff and keeps on getting hurt, his feelings getting hurt. Nobody wants to see that. They want to see him going crazy. And I think they will mark out, especially if he turns on Roman Reigns.
That they can't do that. If he turns on Roman Reigns, then it's going to be basically like a super heel turn. If they turn him on Seth and he does something super vicious, there is a small chance that the crowd will boo it.
But if he I'll put it this way. Anytime he gets his hands on Roman Reigns, and for all I know, they're
going to cheer for it. Yeah.
For all I know, they're not going to do the Shield triple threat. They're going to do Ambrose versus Rollins to try to keep Ambrose heel, and then Reigns versus who knows, Brock Lesnar or The Undertaker or something like that.
Brock.
Yeah, there you go. So I don't know. I mean, I would love for this to result in a Shield triple threat, but Ambrose.
It would need to.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. If they have Ambrose even turn heel on Seth, you might end up with a Becky Lynch Charlotte situation.
It would depend what he did. It would have to be vicious. It would be something like what Orton did to Jeff Hardy. It would have to be something that made people squirm.
I like Orton now. I think a lot of people like Orton now because of that.
Apart from him RKOing anybody, he gets booed. He gets the appropriate heel reaction.
Does he actually, though?
I think.
I don't know, man. Everybody seems to love what he does these days. I honestly don't know. I'm trying to remember if he gets booed or not at SmackDown these days. I kind of don't think he does.
I mean,
he's
the only
really
person
cool
who's
now.
really guaranteed to get booed now is Elias when he talks trash about a city. No one else really gets booed. Kind of across the board.
Kevin Owens is in the right cities, in like the cities that are sort of normal and not like super wrestling cities. Kevin Owens can still get booed.
Yeah.
It's not like overwhelming or anything because he
like
never does
Samoa
anything.
Joe wasn't really getting booed the whole AJ feud
because he's super cool.
I know I think that's a larger issue. Is
people love super cool people, man.
They love really good performances and interesting characters. Yeah.
And Ambrose being crazy, dude. I don't care who he's up against. He could be up against Seth Rollins. The more vicious he gets, the worse it'll get. Like the more cheers he's going to get, even on Seth Rollins. And the main problem, one of the main problems with that is that right now Seth Rollins is so boring because of the Shield.
He is boring.
And so if Ambrose turns on a boring guy, they're going to love him. It's kind of the same thing with Charlotte.
It's entirely possible, but I doubt WWE would look at it that way.
Charlotte's, well, yeah, but that's how it's going to happen. I mean, they can't control who's going to cheer and boo stuff. They can on Hulu.
They're savvy enough to know not to have Dean, I would hope,
turn on Roman. They're savvy enough what?
I would think they would think enough not to have Dean turn on Roman, because then Dean will get the face pop. But if he turns on Seth, there's a small chance. No, they're aware of that.
No chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. They're aware that they're aware of the
weeks removed
reaction
from the Becky
Roman
Lynch thing. Come on.
No, but here's the thing. They're aware. What was it? The year Randy Orton won the Rumble. Who came out last? Roman. They knew that when Randy eliminated Roman, the crowd would pop because it's Roman. Who did Nakamura eliminate last in the Rumble? Roman, because they knew anybody who eliminates Roman, Nakamura's great and then people want him to win. but eliminating Roman by itself would elicit a pop. They are aware of the reaction Roman gets. And they are, I would think, by extension, they would be aware that if Dean turned on Roman, Dean would end up being the face in the whole thing. So it's never going to happen against Roman. It's going to happen against Seth.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not talking about Roman. We all know that about Roman. Yeah.
Okay.
It took that much for them to be savvy about Roman. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Seth Rollins. If they go Ambrose Rollins, which they probably will, you're going to end up with a Becky Lynch Charlotte situation. We have the potential to end up with a Becky Lynch Charlotte situation where people are cheering the hell out of. Honestly, it's just a matter of who's more interesting.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying there's a small chance that if they do something with Dean that's super like out of bounds and vicious, that there's a chance that it could work.
You can't even think of an example though. Here's the thing. I
wouldn't say like he goes and burns Seth's house down or something, but we saw with Randy Orton that was like a face move when he burned down the Wyatt compound.
You know, he goes to like Seth. Well, Seth doesn't have a family.
Well, like if he, I don't know, like kicks Seth's dog or something like that.
If they introduce the dog.
Obviously not really kick Seth's dog, but in storyline kick Seth's dog or something.
I'm even
like that.
trying to think about that. Like I'm honestly, because here's the thing. I agree with you in theory that should be the case, but I don't think there's any Randy Orton stuck his dick hand through Jeff Hardy's earlobe and people thought it was so cool.
It was cool, but then there was a lot of people that found it squeamish, which it was.
It was very squeamish. But then him rolling up to a dude and massaging him and saying, "Roll that footage. Don't you feel weird inside?" People are marking out for that, man, because it's cool.
I think we were because we appreciate interesting characters, but but people are legitimately put off by it.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I'd like to see his merchandise, see if Randy Orton's crappy merchandise sales
since it's so crappy it ever sold well to begin with.
I don't know. I wonder. I legitimately wonder how, like a super popular guy with really bad merchandise.
That'd be interesting.
Does it do well? How does it do?
Someone's abilities.
I don't know what it's doing.
I don't know either. Talking about money, let's talk about Crown Jewel and the financial repercussions if WWE would pull out of it.
Be a lot of money.
A lot of money. So Deadline had a report that actually put a price tag on them getting out of the current arrangement with the Saudi government. The amount, maybe as high as $19 million. This is what Deadline had to say. Quote, if World Wrestling Entertainment were to abandon its long-term deal with Saudi Arabia, that move could dent the company's 2019 operating income by between 12 and 16. Oh, I should have said $60 million. Sorry. Was there a 19 down here later? No, it was a typo on my part. $60 million. My apologies. According to a report from a Wall Street analyst, it continues. Eric Handler, I think he is this Wall Street analyst, of MKM Partners' estimated decision to delay or cancel the Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia or move it out of the country could cause a $2 to $3 million hit to fourth quarter cash flow, where the company go beyond the Crown Jewel event and walk away from its 10-year multi-platform partnership. The hit to 2019 operating income would range between 12 and 16 million. Handler estimates. As far as the odds of it getting canceled, according to Dave Meltzer, is basically none. Apart from government intervention. In the latest edition of the newsletter, he says, those in the company said the show will happen as planned unless either President Trump or the State Department orders them to do it, and that is not going to happen. He adds, however, we are told by people in the company that almost all the production people and most of the talent think doing the show at this time is a bad idea. Management, on the other hand, was strongly in support of doing the show.
So, okay, if you were to walk away from the 10-year deal, if we can guess, and this is complete speculation, that so between 12 and 16 million dollars is what they would be getting per year out of that 10-year deal, then you're talking about a significantly, I mean, this illustrates what the 2019 operating income is, but then the 2020, 2021, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, here's the thing,
because that's the hit to 2019.
Yeah, it's 12 to 16, but I don't know if this is an issue where it's that number per year, or if that's the cumulative number for pulling out of the deal. It's not clear on that point.
Well, I think you can look. I don't know either, but I think sort of just the common sense would say if they pulled out right now of a 10-year deal and 2019 you're missing out on 12 to 16 million dollars. You would kind of think that maybe the 10-year deal would include, though, potentially at least the potential for that same amount through the next 10 years. And some of there could be escalators as well over the years.
Who knows?
So I would think that the 2019 figure would be 12 to 16, but it's a 10-year deal. They're not going to have a 10-year deal. They lose 12 to 16 million 2019 operating income, and the rest of the 10-year deal, they wouldn't be seeing any money from that had they stayed in. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, like this 12 to 16 million, I think is the same, in the same boat as that. It's not like that's money they have to give back, I would estimate. This is just money they're not going to get.
Yeah, they wouldn't get. And if they were to walk away from the deal completely, I mean, let's guesstimate it's like 14, what is that?
140 million.
Because I mean, that's the thing about it is that
By the way,
everybody had said this Saudi deal is for 10 years and it's for stupid money, and so stupid money to me is this figure, but per year, which would make sense.
Well, I mean, like it was their second quarter financials had that line item that was kind of generic. I can't remember the exact verbiage.
Yeah,
used,
sure.
But it was like $45 million.
Yeah.
But then we don't know if there's some sort of buyout. We don't know. There's a lot of details about it. I don't know what criteria this Wall Street analyst used to come up with these numbers. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
And I mean, you never know. Maybe it was like a 10-year deal that,
maybe it was front loaded. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. That's possible. But then I don't know. I'd have a hard time believe that they would be putting on a show 8 years from now and be like, oh, yeah, we got that money 8 years ago, so we're not getting anything right now.
No, I doubt it'd be front loaded to that extent. But if the first payment was 45 for the first show or for the first two shows,
now
and then it's 20 for subsequent years.
The interesting thing about it is that when Meltzer says, unless either the president or the State Department orders them not to do it, which I would think would be more in the form of like sanctions against the company, like they would.
It'd be sanctions against the government of Saudi Arabia, not against the company, which would prevent American companies from doing commerce there.
That's what I was about to say.
No, sorry.
When you take a look at other countries that are listed as, whatever, terror, like North Korea or whatever, and I'm pretty sure American companies aren't allowed to do business with certain countries. Now, I would speculate that Saudi Arabia probably would never be listed in one of those countries based on this one admittedly horrible incident.
Well, I was listening to that New York Times Daily podcast, and one of the things in there they mentioned, there was a law passed a couple years ago, and I hope I get this right, that if it's found that, I guess, a government was involved in some sort of a political assassination, sanctions are automatically applied to that country.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not the exact language they use in the podcast.
Yeah.
But it's something to that effect.
Yeah.
So...
But then, I mean, the thing is, sanctions are so far away from like that country being basically an enemy of the state. So, and given the obvious business ties that the head of our federal government currently has with that country, it's probably not going to happen. I really even doubt there's going to be sanctions involved.
Yeah, probably not.
So that's just what we're living in right now.
Yeah.
Go vote, people. Go vote.
Yes, go vote.
So yeah, but this is, I mean, it's not terribly surprising. Like I said, they're probably just, when we were talking about this before, probably just power through the damn thing.
Yeah. And
the bad press is bad press, but and
again, they'll just power
let's see
through
what's
that
on.
too.
Let's see what's on headlining CNN right now.
Oh dear.
They're talking about the caravan. Yeah. So nothing to be found. Yeah.
In other wrestling news, Shane McMahon might be back.
Shane.
So he returned on WWE television for the first time in several months at Smackdown 1000, and Pro Wrestler Insider, PW Insider, is saying that he's sticking around, saying, quote, "We are told McMahon will be worked into company storylines and will be appearing on SmackDown the weeks to come," and that, quote, cameo, and quote, sorry, the cameo was meant to be his return to TV.
So it wasn't just a one-off thing. He's going to be appearing on Truth TV every week now.
Oh, it could be.
That could actually simulate. That could be like the return or the reinstatement permanently of Truth TV, because if Shane McMahon liked Truth TV, it could come back. People seem to really love Truth TV.
Oh yeah, it was good.
That's sort of my big thing. So that's cool as long as he doesn't, they don't feel the need to have him dive off stuff.
Or get involved in storylines to such an extent that it bogs down the rest of the show.
Paige is they're doing such a great job with Paige, and Paige is doing such a great job with what they're giving her. That's, I'm not a big fan of too much authority getting in the way.
No, I want the action to take place where?
In the ring.
In the ring.
However, this does beg a good point. We are about a month away from Survivor Series. And last year, he was a focal point of Survivor Series with Brand Warfare. We haven't got any word that they're going to do that again this year.
None.
However, there's also not, although they could, I guess, kick things off at Evolution if they wanted to go with the horsewomen versus horsewomen thing. But things are so hot between Becky and Charlotte that I really doubt that's going to happen.
That's going to happen, yeah.
There doesn't seem to be an obvious direction right now. We haven't heard anything. So it wouldn't surprise me if maybe he's being brought in to, although I really would actually kind of prefer to see Paige initiating the Brand Warfare thing.
Yeah.
That'd be actually really cool.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
So what is that article you're reading right there?
There's a fan post on Cage Side.
Oh.
Entitled Why I'm Leaving the WWE. That's it.
There's like a whole thread on the front of our closed Facebook Friendoverse group saying, I'm not watching Crown Jewel. I didn't read all the comments to see, but I actually read a bunch of them, and a bunch of them were saying, yeah, I'm not.
Well, we haven't exactly.
You know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to do this.
We haven't decided exactly how we're going to cover it either, or if we are.
We have no idea. I think
something
we're going to talk about that over to lunch today with Adam Mayhem.
We're still struggling with how to.
I'm going to find out on our community tab at YouTube. Will you?
Oh, good idea.
Watch WWE Crown Jewel. Yay. Nay. Are there any other options, are there?
I don't believe so.
Yes or no, baby. Post right there.
All right. See what these results are.
Yeah. Are we gonna go in line with those results?
Well, not necessarily. I think we'll go in
If
line.
If it's the majority of people say nay, we can say this. Would you like to watch Steven Larson do gaming during that? I'm actually really, really antsy to get to the my career mode bit with fake John Cena.
Oh, you're really into that?
Yeah. Apparently Pulse got to it. James got to it last night, and he was tweeting about it. I'm anxious to find out more.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we can do that
then. So yeah,
we'll see. It's something we've got to talk about.
Shane McMahon back, yay or nay?
Again, if he's not there, like bogging down storylines like the whole Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens thing.
At best, he can be a calming presence, and it's nice to have him around.
Yeah.
I like Shane.
Yeah. I don't want to see any tension at the top between him and Paige.
No, man. None of that.
They show up from time to time as needed.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if he's a complementary piece to the storytelling palette they have to work with, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
So we talked about Kevin Owens a little bit earlier, but we also have like sort of an injury update from him. He posted a picture on the Twitters with the caption, they had a 2-for-1 sale going on at the surgery store, and it was a picture of both of his knees.
Yeah.
So he got the one fixed, and then he got some work done on the other one, apparently.
Yeah, Meltzer says, quote, Owens ended up having surgery on both knees on October 17th, which was always the plan going into this week. Neither surgery was major, which is good, although the damage to the left knee was more serious than originally thought. The tentative time for return looks to be perhaps late February, more like early March, maybe April at the worst. The hope is that he be ready in enough time before Mania, and that they'll book him in something significant on the show.
At the very least, have him host.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Wouldn't that be awesome? I want to see him host. Did they have a host last year?
I don't recall.
Boy, that was a lousy string we had. Again, internet issues.
Yeah. That's before we actually had like proper internet installed in here too.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
I'm trying to think. I don't recall there being a host last year.
Me neither.
The year prior was New Day.
Yeah.
I think prior to that, the last host was probably The Rock.
We thought they were going to have Elias host this past year.
Oh, that's right. That would have been a great idea.
But instead, they had like the John Cena Undertaker craziness.
Oh, yeah, where he's hanging out in the crowd.
Put you down.
Like a dog.
Like a dog.
So hopefully he comes back soon.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later, and when he returns, prominent role for him because he's great.
Let me get a first update on our poll.
First update.
Wow. Pretty close after 46 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Nays are 52%. Yays are 48%. Let's see here. This guy says, will I be watching a glorified U.S. Open tournament and 4 wrestlers in their 50s creak around like leatherback armchairs while being sponsored by Saudi blood money. Well, this guy's a non-cool. Wow. And then Christopher Rose says, probably, if anything, see how they mess up AJ versus Daniel Bryan. He's like, no, he's not even thinking about the Saudi stuff. That's his answer for every pay-per-view. Probably see how they mess up this thing.
Yeah.
They're doing right now. Probably.
All right, you want to answer some questions? We got any orders?
No, we're not live.
Oh,
man.
that's right. Gosh.
Not live. I don't think there's a sub button for Big Cartel. There's a sub button. Maybe. You know what I can do? How about I
This is the first day that we're not going live, and like during the show, I feel it. So I feel like we can get through our recap shows pretty well, just BSing back and forth between us. But I feel like the Monday and Friday news shows especially really benefits from the interaction with our community.
It's terrible. This is
so.
Our community.
I feel like the last couple of weeks I managed to find a way to get through it, but today it doesn't feel right.
No, man.
It feels off.
Never feels right. Like a dog.
Or feels really off. Where's I going? Twitter. That's right.
I'll put.
So here I am thinking that we're live. Like I expect you to chime in here with people getting orders in and stuff and get them shout outs during the show, and it wasn't happening.
On sale now.
Oh, go away. All right, here we go. First question, Justin Wern. When was the closest you ever got to giving up on watching wrestling? From about, like 2004 till probably 2011. I didn't watch a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just other things I found more interesting at the time.
Yeah. For me, it wasn't until it was from 2006 until 2009. I would be very off and on because on one hand, I moved back here for like 6 months. Then I moved back to LA. And when I did that, I was just focusing hardcore on the comic book stuff. And I don't think I watched much. But I always sort of kept tabs. And then when the CM Punk pipe bomb thing hit, I just went around when I started watching again, like right before that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did the podcast, and then we just were watching like all the time.
Pretty much. John Ortolaza, do you think WWE should have just done King of the Ring at Crown Jewel instead of this World Cup? Apparently, the World Cup moniker was part of the deal. They had to do it. Had to name it World Cup. The Russell Ghoul, what is your favorite Halloween candy?
Regular size, like giant candy bars.
Well, give me a specific one.
Snickers.
Okay.
No. Yes. Yes.
All right.
That's what I get most geeked out for.
You know what I'm going to say? Because when I was a kid, I don't remember them really selling them.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't a great answer, but this is what I'm going to say. The fruit-flavored Tootsie Rolls. Because when I was growing up, the only time I knew I would get them was during Halloween. You couldn't go out and get them in the stores, at least where I lived.
You know what I always liked? And I'm sort of making fun of that because of the jaw thing. I like the little wrapped up caramel squares, the cubes of caramel.
Oh, yeah.
But still.
Same with Milk Duds. I love Milk Duds, but
yeah,
can't eat them all the time.
And then I like, I don't know. I'm a big fan of the taste of Butterfinger. But man, it's like forming new teeth in your mouth.
You're pretty much pouring concrete in the cavity.
Right, it's
not
terrible.
The cavities,
but in bite-sized form, it's better. It's not like a marathon.
Yes. Cameron, who do you guys think attacked Aleister Black, and who do you want it to be? I don't know if we should talk about this for fear of getting into spoiler territory
at all. Yeah,
I've said my theory plenty of times in previous shows.
Mm-hmm.
Big Kev.
Hey,
who's lined up next to hopefully unseat the current H champion? Adam Mayhem's going to have that title for a very long time. Rather than saying who, we've already talked about who, well, you've talked about who you'd like to unseat them. Unseat Adam Mayhem, yeah.
Anybody else.
Dream matches. We've talked about that before.
Just literally any geek off the street. Anybody. Anyone.
He's going to have that title forever.
Like if there's somebody standing, milling about, peeing in our corner, they'll be like that guy over there. anybody.
Raz Online, who do you feel is currently the hardest worker in WWE? Well, who wrestles the most matches?
Who does wrestle the most matches? Take a look at this.
I think last year was Jinder.
Yeah, Jinder. Yeah.
I mean, they all work play way too hard.
I get the feeling.
The travel schedule is brutal.
Because I see him on so many, in a bunch of, I'll be honest with you, it's probably Roman.
Could be.
It's probably Roman. I think he does a lot of press stuff. I think he does a lot of PR stuff.
I'd put AJ
God,
too.
How many Raws have we seen, for better or worse, did they have Roman in 2 matches?
Mm-hmm.
AJ, I think AJ and Roman.
Seth
I think
probably too.
And I was thinking Seth too. And then when I was thinking Seth, I was like, man, but every time I see one of these PR events, I always see Roman there.
Yeah.
That dude is
the Sulfaton. Has either Steve or Larson been put in the doghouse for watching too much wrestling by their wives? No, they understand. My wife understands that this is what I do for a living. And
she put me down like a dog.
So, yeah, I have to watch it.
No. Lacey's never put me in the doghouse. We don't really do that. No, she'll sometimes give me a bit of a guilt trip. If we're hanging out, I'm like, man, I got to go watch wrestling. She'll be like, what? But otherwise, no. Yeah, she totally gets this is the job, man.
Yep. Faisal, if Seth Rollins were to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, do you think WWE will make him do it alone or induct the Shield as a whole? Oh, they're all getting inducted separately and together by the time they finish their careers.
Well, it kind of depends. It depends on when they all retire. If they all retire within a couple of years of each other, then they'll probably... Boy, yeah, I don't know how they do that. It would be one of those things... Are they going to do... I don't know how they'd handle that. I don't know. There's no precedent for it, really. The closest thing right now that I can think of is, D-Generation X.
Yeah.
Whenever D-Generation X goes in... Because HBK's already in, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's already in. China's not in. Triple H should be in. New Age Outlaws should be in.
There is precedent for a double induction. Granted, it's just Ric Flair.
Sure,
he was
yeah.
inducted by himself, and then the Horsemen were together.
Yeah.
So there's a precedent for it.
But in terms of... Here's the thing. Flair was the one guy out of the Horsemen that were inducted that warranted a single induction as well.
Yeah.
You're talking about a faction with... Well, yeah, I would love to see Arn get in. I know Arn deserves to be in. But come on, man. Come on.
Luger.
He would know. I'm talking about the guys in the guys that were inducted.
Oh, I know.
And yes, Luger does deserve to be in.
Not of anybody who's ever been a Horseman.
RoboCop deserves to be in.
He wasn't a Horseman, though.
He fought the Horseman
yes,
to counter
the strength of Sid, who should be in the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah, he should definitely be in the Hall of Fame.
This is a good question. Josh Little. While watching the Mae Young Classic, I decided to hold the first 16 wrestler going in Raw tournament. Steve picked 8 faces. Larson picked 8 heels.
Oh, man.
From WWE, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact, or Progress. 2 sweet and hearty handshakes. Steve, what faces will you select?
Hey, can I just tell you, can you please pick Moose? God, I love Moose. He was wearing an authentic Shaolin monk costume.
I saw that. I saw a gif of that on Twitter.
Oh, and he was... God, he's
great.
He's got the best smile
I like
ever.
Moose a lot. I like Moose a lot.
Moose is you want to get Apollo Crews over? They're legitimate friends, them and Ricochet.
Yeah.
Are legitimate friends. Bring in Moose, put him with Apollo Crews.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Great
Are
idea.
you kidding me?
Great idea. Great idea.
I love Moose. All right, 8 faces.
8 faces.
All right. Man, the heels are so good these days, though.
I know.
There's so many good heels out there. Is Becky Lynch heel or face? She's a heel.
Yeah, I guess so.
She just made fun of Edge's broken neck. Dang it.
That was so good. That was so good.
All right, man. Well, Roman.
All right.
The Shield.
All right, that's good.
The Shield. AJ Finn.
All right. 3 more. It's from all over the world.
Yeah. Kenny and the Bucks.
That's your 8.
And then take away the Shield. So you have just a whole lot of Bullet Club happening right now.
You pretty much just won Bullet Club.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, hold on. I'm not done.
Oh, sorry.
More faces.
What about Okada?
All right, I got to go to... Oh, damn it. They're heels.
What about Pete Dunne? He's a face in WWE continuity.
He is, yeah. God.
Or Ricochet.
Yeah, I know all these people. Don't want Gargano. God, you're going to have a hard time to you know.
Ciampa, Adam Cole.
What do you mean, Adam? Three of the Undisputed Era, anyways.
Well, I mean, that's the problem.
What was Steve Carell's name in Anchorman?
Oh, not Champ. God, what's his
Brick?
name? Yeah.
Brick Tamlin?
Yeah.
Sometimes whenever they're doing promos, I feel like he's the Brick Tamlin. There's actually a precedent. Not a precedent, but there's like clearly parallels between Anchorman and the Undisputed Era.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Fish, whenever they do promos, he always says these random little things that kind of half make sense.
Yeah, I know.
And he's kind of the Brick.
Maybe.
He's kind of the Brick.
Huh.
Adam Cole's obviously Will Ferrell.
Yeah. Roderick Strong would be Paul
Roderick
Rudd.
Strong would be Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
And then Kyle O'Reilly would be Champ.
Yeah.
Champ Kind.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense.
Kind of makes sense. Let's say Adam Cole, Ciampa. You didn't have Aleister Black on your list.
Yeah, he'd be in there. I still had three. I had two left.
Becky.
Oh, and Tanahashi.
Okay, yeah. No Cena?
And I think he had one left, Cena.
All right.
Not Cena now. He looks so old and sunken in.
Yeah. So Cole, Ciampa, Becky, Drew, Minoru Suzuki.
Drew, I think last time we saw Drew, he was a face.
Well, let's wait and see if they actually acknowledge that next
there
week.
There was like 30 seconds of him being a face.
4. Minoru Suzuki, 5.
Yeah.
Where else? Impact. Oh, Moose. He's still a heel, right?
Oh, yeah. He's so great.
Sammy Callahan.
Oh, he's so good.
So I get one more. Wow, that's tough.
Sammy's going after that X Division title with Brian Cage, too. It's great. Ugh.
Who's like top heel on Smack? Oh, Joe. Smo Joe.
I'm getting an OVE shirt.
There you go. Cool. There's my 8.
That's good.
Yeah, my team wins. I have best team.
Yeah, no, ever since... You're lucky because I got rid of Roman. Otherwise, my team would have won. I do have Tanahashi, though.
Interesting question. Trey Sherman, this is something we'll talk about more on the Saturday show. Do you think the rumored new promotion with Jim Ross and Chris Jericho is legit, or could it be a good way for the Elite to get better leverage in contract negotiations?
What now?
New JR Y2J promotion. That's the rumors about that are making the rounds.
We're going to talk about... I don't know, man. We're going to talk about that
on the Saturday show because kind of want to get some more information coming in because Fightful had a thing from someone working at Access I just saw. So I don't know. I'd be hard pressed to think this is all news coming from the Elite for a better contract deal, but I could be completely wrong.
That's a really bizarre and very complicated way to get to get.
I mean, leverage. I kind of feel like they already have a ton of leverage. So
they kind of have all the leverage they need. This might actually be something that they... Oh, look at that one. That's cool.
Next, Mr. Triple Mania, with rumors that WrestleMania 35 will be Undertaker's official retirement. Who should be his final opponent, considering that HBK versus Styles and Triple H versus Batista are also rumored? Should be Kane.
His final opponent should be...
opponent should be Kane.
Who's he? Oh, no, it should be Cena.
Or that.
Cena.
Yeah, that's probably what it'll be, but I feel like it should be Kane. The last Pava Power Rank Top 5 Mako Satomura dream matches if she gets signed with WWE.
Look at that one.
Oh, that's funny. Who should Satomura face in WWE if she gets signed?
Well, Asuka, obviously.
Yeah.
Asuka, Becky Lynch, Candice LeRae. That'd be
Shayna
a good
Baszler.
one. There you
go. Dalton. What wrestler... Oh, sorry. Dalton is watching Daredevil season something. What wrestler was ahead of their time? Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman.
The tag team of Paul London and Brian Kendrick.
Oh.
They would... Man, if those guys were 10 years younger... I mean, they're still killing it and everything.
Yeah.
I think they just would have... I think I want to get this one.
Which one?
The one where he's holding a puppy.
No. It was on the right, I think. Oh,
Or
that one.
that
Oh, there's
one.
two of them.
Yeah, I wonder what that's all about.
Oh, different color shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Cody Miles, who wins at NWA 70? That's this weekend. That's the 21st.
Oh, we're going to do, when is it? The 21st? Sunday? We'll do predictions for that on tomorrow's show.
Yeah. And what do you think of the new national belt? So we looked at the national belt.
Tell the people what you told me, please.
I can't remember the exact term I used. I thought
it was a nay.
There's a lot going on that main plate.
Nay.
Now, I like the main plate being the United States. That's cool. There's just too much random stuff going on. There's a bird, some stars.
Was that like was that like off the official NWA? Did they get hacked?
It was tweeted at us. I didn't check the source, so I'm guessing that's the legit belt.
Oh my God, it is.
There's just too much going on that made belt.
So here's the thing: you step back from it a second.
It's like from here, I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. And then you get into it, you zoom in to really check it out.
No, here's the problem.
And there's just too much going on.
There's two problems with it. There's three problems with it. Number one, it looks super cheap. Number two, so that's a big problem. Number two, what you said is true. If you just look at the main plate, it's like, oh, cool, it's the United States. I get it. It's the national title, right? But then, yeah, when you zoom in, it's just like they just threw a bunch of, it's like, oh, what do you have available? Well, we have an eagle, we have a wrestling man, we have a United States flag, we have a star, and then we have whatever this is down here. And it's like, which one would you like? All of it.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Where do you want me to put it? Doesn't matter.
They should have done.
Can you please just act as if somebody threw it all in there randomly?
That'd be cool if they done like a topographic map of the United States.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Visually, that would look really cool.
That'd have been really neat.
Texture to it.
Yeah.
That'd have looked really neat.
And then the third problem, here's the biggest problem with it, okay? Now, that strap is a nice maroon.
Mm-hmm.
Burgundy, whatever. Right? And you've got the United States on it, right? What does this look like a really, really cheap, crappy dollar store version of?
Universal title?
No.
Oh.
The NXT North American title.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, this looks like a super booty version of that.
Yeah.
You needed to stay away from that because that's perfection incarnate.
Really good-looking belt.
This is
not that
comical.
Yeah, it's not
dude,
that
the
great.
H title with Adamayum sticker looks better than this.
Of course it does. Mike Adams, who should win WWE World Cup to determine the best in the world? Also, are you guys going to Raw at the Golden One Center in December? I haven't decided about Raw. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm going to read some of these comments under the title thing.
As far as who... Hold on. Fruit roll up with some state songs. Who should win World Cup, determine best in the world?
All depends on who the Saudi prince really likes. But it should be... I'll put it this way. It should be John Cena. You're probably right. It's going to be Rey Mysterio.
I'm going to say this.
He's not going to lose any matches.
Probably not. What if it's Seth? Given what he said at Chicago Comic-Con about wanting to prove he's the best in the world and taking on Kenny, what if he wins this tournament?
That'd be great. Christian Kale says, is that a rhino and a goat fighting between two flowers? Is that a seahorse? Oh, man.
That is funny. Yeah.
This guy just posted a Ryan Gosling giggling gif. Oh man, I don't know. You know what? I love what they're doing with NWA. I'm actually really interested in this. I might check. I might watch it.
I'm definitely curious to see what happens with it.
Like, you know, who cares what the belt looks like? But yeah, This guy says worst title in history.
Wow.
Sad attempt of ripping off NXT North American title.
Wow.
But then I'll give him this. Well, hold on a second.
Whoa, Cody's in there.
Cody's in here. He said, yeah, a title design from the 60s is... Oh, he's responding to the guy who's hating on it.
I appreciate that they obviously took inspiration from old school belts. I just don't think the plate is just a bunch of random crap going on the plate.
Oh man!
If that was like a really nicely designed plate.
I should be nice. I need to be nice.
If it was a really nicely designed plate, I think I'd be into it. The idea,
maybe it'll look different
I
in
like.
person.
Execution, meh.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna look good in person, man. All that random stuff on there.
Yeah.
Again, from far away, if you're sitting in the crowd and you see it, you're like, wow,
I'm
that's
trying to
spectacular.
give it the benefit of the doubt, and you said, "Nah, man. In person, that's not gonna look great."
Far away, it will.
Far away, it might. Depends how big it is, I guess. Probably gonna be small.
It should be if it's taking inspiration from the old school belts.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to. I said I like the idea.
Yeah, I need to be more positive. It's yeah.
I thought my assessment was pretty fair.
I like when people make fun of it's people make me laugh.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it though. So
there's a tournament for that.
Josh Little, the first person to score himself like a dog shirt. Thank you, Josh Little.
Thank you, Josh Little.
That's great. So yeah. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's a fantastic belt. I think the wrestling is going to be all that matters is the wrestling is stellar.
Exactly.
Stellar stuff.
Everything the NWA can do to put themselves back on the map, become a force in the wrestling industry, I'm all for.
Cody's getting in the mentions, defending that ugly ass title. Oh
goodness,
man!
Goodness.
That's awesome. Anyways,
I think that's it.
Was that it for our show?
That's it.
All right. Well, it was a good laugh to go out on.
Thanks everybody for joining us.
Hilton, hit that music.
Hopefully, we'll be back up and streaming next week.
Don't make promises.
I'm not making any promises.
Don't make promises, man.
Hopefully.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say it's not going to happen. We're not going to be live next week. And then maybe we will be. Maybe we'll be. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Anyways, that's it for the show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.